We gotta go off. Hey,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you good. Yep.
Okay, good.
Hey, everybody. It is Thursday, y'all. So excited to be here with you guys and welcome you for another episode of It's the Meetup Talk Show. Listen, we're excited to be here on today. So we're just going to jump right into it.
Yeah, so um housekeeping rules. Don't keep tonight to yourself. Share, tell a friend, tell everybody. I don't know. Tag us, on social media. And let somebody know we're live. Don't forget to interact with us in the comments. We talk back. And the last thing is grab your favorite snack. Obviously, snack, but sometimes we grab a drink. Well, sometimes I grab a drink, but grab a drink and let's enjoy tonight's show. What are you drinking, Julia?
As always,
Water.
yes, my ice water in my new
I got a
glass.
bottle of water today too, so
So excited
I'm
about this
chilling.
glass. All right. So like Rhea said, yeah, don't be shy. Go ahead and tag people in. Let them know that we are live. We're live every Thursday. And one of the things we do have like a specific demographic that we're trying to reach. But listen, anybody could watch our show. And so we have it all right here. It's I tag them in. This is what we do at the beginning of all our shows, just to kind of let you guys know what we're doing, why we're doing it, and who we're doing it for. We're doing it for you guys. So if you're 25 to 40, you're married, a mom, single, a single dad, whatever, listen, married dad, a family, listen, tag them in. If you know anybody that's a boss, an entrepreneur, or in leadership, go ahead and tag them in, let them know. Anybody that is in need of a tribe, anybody that just kind of feels like, I'm a loner. I feel, go ahead, tag them in, or just looking for people, like-minded people. Go ahead and tag them in. Anybody just needing a safe space to vent, listen, tag them in, y'all. Because listen, who vent is us. Whether you're an introvert or extrovert, just go ahead in the comments, begin to tag those people in. Anybody looking for an opportunity to connect, because listen, we're always open to connect with people. And if you are a man or you identify with any of the things that we just spoke about, and you want to hear more about what women think, and you just want to come online, listen, go ahead and tag somebody that you know would be very interested in this show. We broadcast live on Facebook as well as
You
YouTube. Yep. So yeah, and I mean, technically, we are international because we had last season we had an international person come on from what was it, Finland or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, baby, I take that as a win. We international. So
I don't
yeah,
know how he got here, but he was here.
he was here. He found us somehow. So listen, we take it. We international now. So listen, we here.
For sure. Check in. So we like to check in on our strong friends. So in the comments, you can tell us, what's going on with you. Excuse me, if you'd like to get anything off your chest. As for me, baby, it's just one day at a time. My real check-in or what I have, like, probably will have to go. Will probably has to do with what we'll probably be talking about later. So I'll save that for then. Yeah, so I'm good. I'm in good spirits with everything with life. Like I said, it's just one day at a time, all the time. So that's all I got.
Yeah, for me, pretty much just mostly just being trying to be as focused as possible. Just really like, yeah, just trying to be really focused, like really, just to get the stuff done and be and get to a place of where I'm trying to be, but then also learning how to appreciate how far I've come already in such a short time. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's fall break for us.
Okay.
And so yeah, so
So your kids at home.
hmm but the past 2 days they actually been with their godmother.
Okay.
So they were gone. So I had 2 nights to myself. They're back today though.
Okay.
So yeah, so
Well,
they're probably gonna go to the office with me. But then also it's birthday month. So my
right.
oldest birthday, her birthday is next Wednesday, next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But we're celebrating it this weekend. So we're gonna have like a whole glow up party type thing for her. She turning 13, y'all.
All right. I
So
might have to use that idea.
yeah.
Glow up party.
Yep. So yeah, so just getting ready for that. Um and she got her hair colored, y'all, so you can't tell her
You got
nothing.
a color here.
Yeah, she got a red hair. So
Oh wow.
yeah, it's
Remember
super
back
cute
in the
though.
day, like dyeing your hair with Kool-Aid?
Right. Yeah, it's super cute. She even has like underlay. So shout out to Remix, Ashley. I'll tag it. I don't have the card with me. I'm sorry, Ashley, don't be mad at me. But shout out to her. She did an awesome job. Once we take the birthday pictures, I'll tag you and all of that in there because she did really good with her hair and she's really excited about it. Teaching her how to rap
Okay, yeah.
and yeah. So that's what I've
Well,
been.
good. I'm always big ups to your tribe, the godmother who watched them for a few days, or
Listen,
they were with the godmom for a few days.
that was Shamika.
Uh,
Shout
I
out to
was like,
Shamika.
they
Yeah.
got for a good tribe.
Listen, for real. I am appreciative of it. So it's been cool. It's been cool. So after the birthdays, I can't really say the next one because I think it's like a surprise. But I got another event next week too for somebody. So
Oh, well, if it's for somebody else, I hope they ain't watching.
yeah, right. But that's what I was like. I can't really say because I think it's a surprise. But it's gonna be a whole nother event for somebody next week too. So
Okay.
yeah, so
Full of
yeah.
surprises.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's just like every weekend. Then we got stuff going on with the church coming up. The next 2 week, it's October is a busy month. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So
Cool. I'd rather be busy than bored.
true. That's a good way to look at it.
I
Cause I'm
mean,
not
sometimes I
complaining.
like to just lay in, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that was a good way to look at it. I'm not complaining. It's
yeah,
just a lot going on. So yeah.
yeah. I'm working on that. Well, I'm working on gratitude.
Hmm.
I'm working on gratitude. I hate when people say it could always be worse, even though you know that.
Right.
But I'm working on gratitude in the current situation, like whatever my situation is, whatever my thought process is. I'm working on having gratitude, changing the narrative, and looking at things half full or
I like that.
in a more positive light. Um, I'm not worried about what they could be. I'm worried about what it is and where I need to be.
Right.
So
I like that a lot. All right, so we want to hear from you guys. Put it in the comments below. Let us know. Check in with us. Listen, this show is built on interactions. We love talking to our guests on the show. Our guest is actually special guest of the show. So it's like we really do want to hear from you guys. So go ahead and put it in the comments below. Go ahead and share this episode. Let people know that this is out here. There's a lot of people that don't know about it. Let it know any groups that you have. Because I know, listen, are you a part of a whole bunch of groups on Facebook? Groups, go ahead and
because they get annoying. So the ones that are overly active, and that's like that. Becomes like they take over my timeline. I don't like that.
when you're always seeing it pop
Yeah.
up and stuff. But yeah, so go ahead and share us. We're excited to talk to you guys on today. Um, let me put it up here.
I'm sure somebody is probably commenting, but uh,
It's like a
I think it's
delay.
a lag from like YouTube or whatever. Because I don't know if you guys know, but and if you could see it, but we're streaming on a platform called StreamYard, and StreamYard actually is like it combines the other platforms, so we could stream on multiple platforms at once. So we're streaming on StreamYard, but you might be seeing us on YouTube or you might be seeing us on Facebook, but we're actually on neither one of those. We're on StreamYard.
Listen,
Technology is a wonderful thing, but it could also be like a pain
listen,
sometimes
because
when it doesn't operate perfectly. But it is what it is. We're here.
yeah, we made it. All right, so let's get into these topics today. So the first topic, financial checkup. So basically, we know how we go on our actual physical checkups to the doctor. I thought it would be a good idea for us to do like a financial checkup because in last season, that was something towards the end of the season that we were really focusing on, like our finances, where we are. We wanted to get better in it. We had a guest host, Gwen Cook. She came on and told us about life insurance. And so now, it's always good to kind of assess yourself, see how you're doing, be able to hold each other accountable with it. And so this is our checkup to you guys.
Yeah. And we didn't leave you guys hanging. We will have more guests that will talk about like financial things that we think could be, useful. Finance, and because finances fall in like different categories. Credit, life insurance could be beneficial for financials, and just basic general checks and balances with your finances, like how to get in line. So we will have more guests to like help us along the lines with those things. But for now, we're just checking in to see how you're doing. Have things gotten better? Have you researched anything that we talked about? Yeah, let us know in the comments. So what about you, Julie?
So I'll start it off. I think right now with my finances, because I think I don't want to say frustrated because I'm not frustrated, but basically I'm finally getting to a place where I can actually map it out because of, being a full-time entrepreneur. You basically bring in your own contracts, you bring in your own checks and stuff like that. So with me starting to do within the past month or so, the assistance work and working as the leasing agent on the weekends, I'm starting to have a little more steady income coming in on top of like my contracts or the contracts that come in with my broker that can be spontaneous. So I'm just starting to get to that place and being able to start to pay stuff off that I fell behind on from these past couple of months. And so for me right now, because I know how to budget, I know how to do all of those type of things. It's just a matter of like, okay, sis, you got this stuff lined up. It's not going to happen overnight. Like it's not going to happen tomorrow. Like pace yourself, be give yourself mercy basically with it, and just allow it to run its course. Like, you were able to go over like a big hump by or achieve a big hump or success by actually being able to get these streams set up, these three different, well, it's probably multiple streams, but I'll just say three streams set up, constant streams set up. So just allow those things to run its course and you will catch up and you will go beyond. You will get to that point because you already have the strategy. You already know what you need to do. So just let it take time. But the inside me is kind of like, oh my God, like, I got this coming. I got this coming. They keep calling me, But I'm calming myself down to understand, like, it's going to happen. You're not going to fall back. I think one of my biggest fears is like 2011 was like a really rough year for me. And whenever I see stuff that looks similar to that, I start freaking out or I start getting anxiety. But the truth is, I would never have another 2011 again. Like it would never happen again. So
Yeah.
just being able to live through that and understand that part, um, is going to be helpful. What about you?
Yeah, it's that I noticed we're the same with like that. Like you want it to happen now. Like you need to get everything in order for now.
Right.
You talked about yourself having mercy and grace. I feel like these bill collectors need to have some mercy and grace. We just coming out of a pandemic. Some people didn't have, you know, jobs the whole pandemic, or was
Right.
drowning, or was sick, or lost loved ones, or whatever, during the pandemic, or what have you. And it's just they need to have some mercy too. Not to say that you at the point where bill collectors is calling. I know I am.
Mhm. No,
And
I said they calling.
and I'm not ashamed about it, because I'm like, listen, babe, you're gonna get it when you get it. I'm not a person who doesn't handle my business, so I'm not gonna
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I have days where I'm like, I need it to be over now because I'm tired of y'all calling me. Um, I do have days like that, but at the same time, I'm like, every piece of income I get is not going out. So like, I'm not gonna give y'all my whole check. I'll give y'all some,
Right.
but I'm not giving y'all like all of my money to catch up on things, you know. And I've had to have like grace with myself. Like I had a baby during the pandemic as well. So um, yeah, nah, I am still. I got some things in order, but I didn't get everything in order, and I'm just still climbing. And I'm not gonna, again, because I think we talked about this before, and I just said it. I'm not gonna be sad or depressed or have
Right.
zero and not enjoy life because of bills. I'm
Right.
also like researching like other low touch streams of income types of things. So that's what we've been looking at. I was so I well, I'm not gonna, she's anonymous or whatever, but a family member of mine, she was practicing this thing called job stacking. I don't know if anybody's like familiar with it, but she's always onto something like pivotal, like new school, like the new happenings and what's going on.
Mhm.
But she follows this, business strategy called job stacking and employment strategy. And then what she has her main job where she does, but she has this other job where thing that she does where she has another job that is, online based, but she hires somebody else to do that job and she trains them, and the other person is overseas. So um, she only has to pay them like $5, $10 or something like that, which is a good amount for them. And then she keeps the rest. And so even if it was like $10 or whatever, that's $10 you didn't have to work for
Right.
because you train somebody else to do it. And then you go on to the next job. So you probably get 3 or 4 jobs like that, side jobs like that you're not doing, but you're benefiting from.
Right.
I don't think that's illegal. If it is, I gotta do that. I'm, I'm not snitching. I'm not down nobody out. This is not, financial advice. This is not job advice. This is just what
That's
I heard.
another option.
It's just
Listen.
what I heard through the grapevine, and you can, yeah. But I just thought that was just like mind blowing. Like, girl, what? Teach me or
Listen.
whatever. But that's where I am financially. As with everything else, just taking it one day at a time, making sure that a roof stays over my family's head, and clothes stay on my kids' back, and food stay in their mouth.
Listen. One I'll never forget. When I was in college, I was an intern for an insurance company out in New York. And my boss, I got the internship because one of the like senior VPs was my mom customer. Her name was Miss Gwen. And I remember her used to like she'll have me go across the street to the bank and deposit like regular checks, like regular written out checks, not the typed up checks.
Mm-hmm.
But these checks be like they going into her bank account. They be like $76,000, like checks like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the advice that she gave me a long time ago was pay yourself first. And it's so crazy because I got that advice at like 19,
Mm-hmm.
and I instantly, when stuff start going or start doing stuff, I instantly go into like a survival mode,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't pay myself first.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I do pay myself, it's like very little to myself. Like, and so I'm learning to this time around, because I told y'all like I was able to pay off like maybe like 10,000 in debt in like less than 6 months and stuff like that, just by following strategies and stuff like that. But I didn't save up a lot. And it was just like, no, like I did it backwards. Like I gotta get out of that survival of I gotta pay this person, I gotta pay this person, I gotta pay this person. When at the end of the day, like I've paid myself first. Like we need to have an emergency fund. We need to have these different type of saving avenues. So when stuff happens, or just if we want to go on a vacation, we have this money versus me trying to always just pay
Mm-hmm.
it down. Like I even once I got stuff set up, I went back to my budget sheet, and I literally laid out like everything, like where my money was going. And then like I went to sleep, and I feel like it was like the Holy Spirit was like, nope, you can't even follow that because you be doing the same thing you was doing before. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, ah, man, like it's like a constant thing for me to automatically want to just pay stuff off, when it's like, no, pay yourself and don't tip yourself. Because even when I did the budget, I was trying to, every time money came out, I was trying to give myself 10% of it. I'm like, why am I tipping myself? Tips are not even 10%. Like tips nowadays are even higher than that. So why am I tipping myself? Every time money comes in. And so it's really literally learning, like kind of getting to that place where you were like, being able to take care of stuff, but then enjoy yourself too. Like take
Right.
care of yourself first, like making sure you're straight first, and then everything else will fall in line. Because at the end of the day, even though bill collectors try to psych you out or try to intimidate you, only thing they want to know is if you're going to pay it,
Mm-hmm.
like, or are you going to pay it? And our intentions is always to pay it. Like, so it's just like, don't feel that pressure. That's me. I'm preaching to myself, y'all. Like learning to not feel the pressure of that, so I can enjoy life and coming out of like that survival mindset. Like for myself, because it's still there, and it's something literally that I have to constantly fight with. And it's not something it's not healthy, if it makes sense. Like really being healthy is making sure that you take care of yourself first. Like I know how to take time to myself, or I know how to do all the other things, but financially I need to make sure that I take care of me first too, like in mine's first too,
Right.
and let everything else fall in line with it, and take control back.
Yeah. I pride myself on following that pay yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit, not. I just gotta buy myself something. The first money that come out of my check is going to myself. I don't care if it's for Starbucks. I'm going to eat off this check first. That's just the way I do it. I'm not uh like haven't going back to work and trying to get on straight. One thing I haven't done is like bought a lot of my like bought myself a lot of things like shoes and clothes like that. I used to be like a shoe collector, but I purged everything and I didn't like put nothing back. It's to the point where I'm like, dang, I ain't even got no shoes or no sneakers. Like it's
Right.
uncomfortable, but yeah, I do believe in the pay yourself first.
Yep. Definitely. Netflix. All I do is watch Netflix. So they actually have like a series. Well, I guess it's kind of like a movie. I don't know if it's set up like little episodes, or it might be. But on there, it has one that's based around like finance. It's based around financial, and like the budget Easter.
Hmm.
She's on there. It's a guy that he does like the stock market type stuff. It's a black guy that does the stock market. It's another guy who was able to pay like off like over 200 something thousand in debt or something like that, and just teaching people how to live comfortable off of like just 50% of what you bring in. And then it's another lady that teach you how to bring in multiple streams of income to allow yourself to be able to save. And
Mm-hmm.
so on it, they had like a competition. I'd be like, why I don't hear about these type of things? But it was
Mm-hmm.
like a competition where people like sent in videos and they were able to pick who they wanted to work with. And
Mm-hmm.
so you see like the process of them working with the people. And it was really good to see like um the guy that the lady that worked with Budget Easter, she had like 40 60,000 in credit card debt, 40 60,000, one of those in credit card debt. And after like a year of working with her, she got it down to where she only had like $5,000
Oh
in
wow.
credit card debt. And the guy with the stock market, he was working with a guy that was a football player, got injured, and he was able to bring his stocks up to a good place where within like a couple of years he'll have over $1 million. And he was just trying to initially just invest like maybe 1,000 a month towards that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think from him seeing how much the stock market was growing, he moved up to like maybe 5,000 a month because he liked what he was seeing.
Mm-hmm.
um, the other family, they ended up like selling their house and being able to bring in income. So it was very success. Like each person had success in it. It was pretty cool. The girl with the multiple streams of income, she found a way to like, she was an artist, so she found a way to like book jobs as art, and she was able to um, save up money and actually have money in her savings. So it was a really good show. Like I it was like a lot of keys that I was just like, okay. It kind of it kind of helped me out a little bit because it was just like you already know what to do, like bringing in the streams of income, seeing all those things. The only thing that I haven't really mastered is like the stock market,
Mm-hmm.
but the other stuff I do know what I'm doing. So it's just a matter of time, basically.
Okay. Um, there's so much information out there in regards to everything, finances. It's like, I said earlier, maybe we need to get someone in here to talk about the stock market too. I mean,
Mhm.
stock market 101 or whatever. It's just a lot of information. So if you're interested in that, let us know so I could know whether it's worth it to, find somebody who could give us some information on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with a child right now. Get out. No, no, get out. Close the door now. She done been under my desk. Sasha said, "Yep."
Cool. I
She
will
done
see.
been under. She done been under my desk and everything else, y'all. I couldn't fake it no more. I was trying to give a hand signal. Did your mom used to make faces?
Yeah, she go like this.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what my mom used to do. She used to be doing her customers' hair. We'd be like, "What?" She'd be. Yeah. All right, so that's our checkup. Let us know how you guys are doing with your finances. Let us know how those things are going. Check in with us. Keep us abreast. Like Rhea said, we'll be able to bring in more people that can actually help us and keep us along the path of that. We'll move into the next segment.
For sure. Career shifts. I don't know. This was your. You could bring us in.
So yeah, so with career shifts, oh man. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to be on top of my posting for my stuff. But basically, just I don't think we talk enough about like just in life and how like when we remember like in college, like we studied this, or even in college, we probably like some people probably shifted their what they were studying multiple times. They major multiple times and stuff like that. And then even when we graduated, um, not a lot of people actually practice what they got their degree in and stuff like that. And then even if you did, a lot of times you have it where you get to a point where you actually shift outside of that career and what that looks like for you. For me, um, I was always in like leadership. I was always somewhere dealing with kids and education. So that's mainly where I spent like the past over 12 years. After college, I think I'm over there. I think I'm somewhere in between that, but that's mainly where my focus have been. So when I shift out of that into real estate, it has been like a lot of lessons learned. And I know that throughout that path, you're going to keep evolving in it, but it is something to like talk about. Like, hey, like, what does that look like? Are you afraid to make a career move? What are some things that you've been interested in moving into over the years? And are you okay with leaping?
Mm-hmm.
And if you decide to leap, where are you at in your leap? Like,
Mm-hmm.
how's that doing for you?
So you asking me, or you asking us, or you have something?
I'm asking everybody.
Okay. So for me, I've been in insurance for 12 since 2010, so 12 years. I I've I've I'm definitely, that's not what I went to school for. But I've been told that I should, when I'm looking for jobs, to maybe possibly look outside of insurance. And that's easy, but I have to, find some more insight or instruction on it, because it's like, oh, you new to this career field, like, so the pet. I'm not trying to. It's different when you kind of like in real estate or commission based like career, because it is what you put in almost, for the most part. But if you go into the, from one 9 to 5 to another 9 to 5, like, how do you fall in? And my other question was like, what do you put on your resume? Like, I know some skills are transferable, but in jobs nowadays, they want you kind of, in my opinion, ready to go. Like, they don't want to do too much training. Um, which leads me to remember when, like last week, a couple months ago, I said I started a new job. Well, they let me go. So, and it's not a sad thing. This is like this on my like separation papers. They basically put like I was laid off or whatever. So, and they didn't give me a real reason, but my complaint during the whole time was like they weren't training me, and even
I
though
remember
it
you
was,
told me.
yeah, insurance, like it was a different, I would say, business, not even a business segment. It was just different than what I was like used to doing, or whatever. So, and when they interviewed me, they said that it would take me up to a year to get used to the position. They only gave me like 6 months. So I don't know. I always feel like, you know, rejection is redirection. Like, yes, when one, Sasha said, when one door opens, when one door closes, another will open.
Right.
And I just know that, I was fired one time before. I was laid off at 6 months pregnant during the start of the pandemic. And this has been my third time being laid off, fired, whatever you want to call it. And I just know that I'm in better spirits than, I don't know what I'm doing, where I'm going. I sort of have a plan. Because I always feel like I've been working in insurance for 12 years. Somebody always want to hire me. So I'm not mad because the job stressed me. I know what I did. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't want to hire me. Like, and you didn't have you didn't want to train me, and you didn't have the resources or people to train me. Like, it's to the point where, like, I got hired to work from home. the person that was supposed to be training me would schedule Zoom calls and wouldn't even get on the Zoom calls, and would tell me they were coming but never came. I'm not gonna keep asking anybody, are you gonna come to the Zoom call? Or like 3 and 4 times. I'm not doing that because you know you're supposed to be training me.
Right.
Also, I'm not gonna keep telling you I don't have any work. Like I keep emailing you. Like if you are assigned to send me work. I'm not. I'm just not, because that's part of your job where you're failing as well. And that was another thing like I wasn't used to, or whatever. So I don't know. They gave me a headache for real, for real. So when one door closes, another will open. I
Right.
thoroughly believe that there's something in my Carisha voice
Right.
better, better and bigger for me, even if it's another insurance job. For now, there's something better and bigger for me that I am chasing. So it might be a career shift. Like I said, I have to do some more like research in that, and applying for jobs in different fields, because I'm not even sure, how to like label a resume, or what stuff to put on there. I don't even know where I would want to look. It's like kind of, I feel like I'm comfortable. I know buzzwords for insurance. I know, I just be like, sometimes when you, sometimes I just be lazy in that film because I don't want to do shit. No way. I don't work for nobody. To be honest, I don't work for anyone. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be working on my stuff again. Um, and yeah, so I don't know. Have you, outside of real estate, like, have you ever had like a career shift as far as like working for someone else, like where you had to, finagle or put something different on your resume that you weren't used to putting?
Um, so what I tend to do, like sometimes you can't avoid it because of the fact that like nowadays they have like computerized systems that stream your resume through that's only looking for buzzwords, before it can actually get to you. But once I get to like the interview stage, when there was like a position that I wasn't like, so when I worked for the school district, I was administrator with the school district. Prior to that, I was like a program manager with a nonprofit working with kids. And then for a year, because after I had Aubrey, I knew I couldn't still work at that job because she was like a brand new baby. That job, I'm working like long hours and stuff like that. So I had to leave that job and I started working as like a quality coordinator for a DIDS based organization, which was totally different from what I was used to. But I didn't even have to apply for that job. It was just like, it just happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I went into the school district, that was like the one job where I was like, oh, I think this job is out my league. like this is something I've been wanting. I've been saying like I don't want to actually, because I study education, but I knew I didn't want to go into the classroom. Like I prefer to be an administrator, and it happened for me. So I sent my resume in, and I felt like, oh, I don't know, like they probably ain't gonna call me. But I just put my experience and experience working with kids and stuff like that. So once I got to the interview stage, though, like based off of their job description, I I had like a list that I gave out to them, which showed them that kind of compared, even though it was like different fields, it pretty much compared to what they were looking for the person, or for that person in that position to do. So like maybe I didn't know all the terms, because every job you go into, they're gonna have different terms and stuff like that. But I was like, well, I didn't necessarily do that, but in this position I have X, Y, and Z experience in doing this. Like, so I looked up like the job description and I just mapped it out. So by the time I went for my second interview, I kind of knew that they may be interested because they called me back for a second interview, and I knew I had to like bring it home, and that's how I brought it home. Like, hey, I ain't got experience as no administrator. I ain't been in nobody's classroom for 3 years. Like my past 6 years, I've been over here. But
Mm-hmm.
this is what I can do.
Right.
I know how to do this. I know how to do that, and that basically helped me. So, and even when it came to like the leasing job, um, the fact that I had so much management experience, even though that's not like that's a lower level, like that's the entry level position,
Mm-hmm.
I was able to kind of relate to, okay, y'all looking for customer service. Well, in customer service, maybe it wasn't like sales, but I know how to deal with external and internal customers, and this is what I do, or and stuff like that. So that's how I was able to like adjust it, even though the fields don't match up.
Right.
Like leasing agent and my skills and education and management don't match up. Don't come back in here. Bye. And so so yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. But it is rough, like even though so many people are hiring, the pandemic is going on and all of that stuff, like it takes a while though, like for me, my personal experience. Now I had a friend who, it's not hard for her to find a job. Like she won't have a job, and then the next thing you know, she got a job. Like it's like finding a job is never an issue for her. um but that's not my story. Like most of the time I have like tenure at jobs because I didn't know how it would be once I'm not at a job. So the past 3 years is the first time where like I didn't really have like tenure at jobs. Like I spent a year, then I was gone out for a year doing this, and now I'm back into, working, and I'm just using my past experience to work out for me. I know I gave you a lot.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's and I'm not even.
What'd you say?
I said I'm not even. I'm like on to the next. I don't know. I'm not a person like I kind of get bored fast anyway. So I'm like, all right.
And that's, I
And,
think,
and millennials are like today's like the we job hop because you get more money that way anyway. Not every year. I mean, maybe there's some jobs that like do that, but they don't stay. They don't. A lot of people don't stay at jobs now to retire.
retire. Yep, that's
Right.
true. Like I'm trying to, work into my retirement. That is definitely true. I don't think a lot of people deal with it. I know I don't do that. Like my main goal is to set up my own retirement.
I mean, shit, that's what I'm gonna have to do because
Right.
we already had this discussion.
Right. So like, and just that's my whole goal to try to get at. Like, I don't know, like we'll see what how things turn out. But yeah, like shifting is not easy. And then I don't even think, like back in the day you'll feel like, the older you get, oh, it'll be harder to get a job and all, but I don't even feel that now. Like, I don't know. It may be some biases that I just don't know about, but I just don't feel like that's the issue nowadays anyway, just how things turn out with it.
Yeah, they have things called in insurance. I don't know about other industries, but they have things called like vintage employees. So they hire or rehire. I've even seen that in education though. They probably aren't called vintage employees, but where they rehire retired people
Hmm.
because they need them.
Right.
And they won't they probably were, up there
Principles.
executives and principals and all of that. So they don't need that kind of money anymore. They can settle for, mid-level dollars because they
Clubbing or, yep.
yeah, they retired, they semi-retired.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I don't even think it's a barrier, but I guess that's a good question. Have you ever felt like the older you get, the harder it is in your position, or do you
I
feel like you are looked over, or just because your
I
age?
feel like we ain't there yet. That's not that's not our story. Um Yeah, that's that. I feel like we ain't there yet. I felt like if I'll take full accountability. Like, for example, I work in insurance. I've always been an underwriting assistant, but because I don't really find uh like a passion, I don't have a passion or love for like I just want to do my job and I just want to go home. I don't care or I haven't cared totally about moving up or
moving up.
getting in another position. So to talk about like being looked over, I haven't really cared.
Hmm.
I'll just move on to the next job to make more money. Like,
I feel like that with the whole with the whole leasing
hmm
stuff because I think that's probably like the lowest level position I've had. And but like I'm okay with it. Like it's like it's not even I don't even I don't even want more in that position if that makes sense. Like it's just like
it's serving its purpose because you can do
right,
your other things. You don't need anything that's like high stress,
right.
high touch. Because yeah, I'm not gonna
I've
be
been
there.
there. Listen, I've been there and I don't want it no more. Like I don't want
And
it no
that
more.
part too. Like, yeah,
Yeah. And it's not even like, even when the last assistant position, like I told y'all, like I didn't really give much to that position, like at all. Like, and I know me, so I know what I could have done, but it was just not like I'm not about to fight for nothing. Like I'm not about to fight for this position that and I don't want to fight for the next. Like I don't want to move up because I don't want the headache of moving up either
right.
and having to deal with constant calls and like I don't want to do that life no more. So
Memories.
listen, yep. So I think you kind of I don't know. I guess it just depends on the person. Like
Yeah.
you just get to a point where it's just like whatever. But
Sometimes I feel bad, like I haven't in. I'm a excuse me, outside of work and everything, like, I'm a very competitive person. I would consider myself to be intelligent.
you are.
So sometimes I feel like I just wait. I'm wasting time and talent and effort just being somewhere like that. And also on the back end, not putting in the time, effort, intelligence to the things that I really want to do. So that's where I am now. It's like, okay, this is your third time, and every other time you felt like it was go time to do those other things that you want to do, um, even if you're not where you want to be, like as far as setting up your own business by the time, like let's say unemployment run out, or it's like you really, really need to go back to work or whatever, at least you have like done a lot of leg work for it to be happening on the back end when you do go back to work. So I'm like, okay, so maybe third time's a charm, third time's a charm.
Right.
And like I'm in a different headspace. I'm not like 2016, the first time I lost my job. At like that was my worst year ever. Like that was my worst year ever. So I was like depressed that whole year. So many things happened. Then it happened again. Like I said, I was pregnant, so that's a whole nother emotional and physical, whatever. Third time's the charm. We here, 2022, the end of the fourth quarter. Like it's go time for real. So I'm,
Right.
making sure I'm doing something every day um, to work towards my goals. And as goals as far as putting things in order for me to go back to work and to work on my own businesses and everything. So
So I remember in the administrative position, I mean the school administrative position, like the first 2 years I was pumped, like whoop whoop, like I was excited, I was doing extra stuff. Da, 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 da. By like the third or fourth year, it was like annoying to me. Like this job is stopping me from pursuing what I want to do. Like,
right.
have you ever felt that though? Like, okay, this is getting in the way. Like.
Yeah, and especially as a mother, because it's like you wake up at the butt crack of dawn, especially if you go into work. And you got to get kids ready, you got to get yourself ready, you got to drop them off, go to work, be there all day with sometimes incompetent people, sometimes rude people, sometimes whatever type of people, dealing with those people, doing pushing papers all day or whatever your job is. Then you got to drive back, pick them up, get them ready for school, for bed, feed them, maybe feed yourself, and then
Right.
like what time do you have to work on whatever it is that you are trying to do? What time do you have for yourself? So
Right.
then you sometimes you just stretched entirely too thin to either have time a minute to yourself or a minute to a
You
minute to
said, "Woo, child."
right.
Listen.
You stretch too thin to have a minute to yourself or a minute to like what you're trying to grow and build. So yeah, is like it gets extremely hard, even when you're determined to make something happen. I don't know. It's like, yeah, you make time for everything that you want to do, but it's a whole lot of shit we gotta do. Like
Listen.
that ain't no
It's
cutting
your,
out. Can't
it's
cut
your
out
body. Like exhaustion is real. Like
right.
exhaustion is real. So yeah. Like, and I will say, like, many of the times it don't feel good here. It don't feel good here, but only because like I'm similar to you. Like I need to be able to see instant gratification. Like I gotta see it, you know. But at the end of the day, like I don't think I would want to trade it in. Like, and I think that's almost kind of like why when I got the leasing job, God like instantly took me out because after a while, like that was too much. Like, and all they wanted me to do is be there from 8 to 5. I think
And
it was
that's like
5:30.
so long. Like
Yeah, like that was gonna take out too much of my day. Like, so
mhm.
it was just kind of like, yeah, this ain't gonna really work for you. Like, you know, because at some point you're gonna be annoyed, and then they're gonna be wanting to like boss you around, like you know, like they
Oh,
want
can you stay an extra 30 minutes to
to.
girl no.
I can't do that. Like, I only got this time frame for y'all. Like, you
I'm
know,
already giving you too much.
right, right. So it's like, you know, it don't feel good here at times, but it's worth it. Like, it's worth it. You know, it is worth it because I know what it feels like to be somewhere and just be like, why am I here? Like, like I could be out here working on this or you know, and all of that. So it's just like it don't always feel good, but it's just a grind and it's going to happen for us. Like
Right.
it's going to happen for us, and I'm excited about when it happens, you know. But it makes all of this stuff right now. It you'll get to a point where it's like, oh, I understood
Mm-hmm.
why I had to do this, or you know. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like I used to have a blog and I started my blog and used to like work my blog while I was working my job. So sometimes I'll bring
wrote
my
some books.
computer to work. Sometimes I'll be using the app, like, and it was like a gossip blog, so it's like something you have to be on top of, like, because you know everybody want to be the first to break the news or
Right,
whatever. But yeah, it's like you do have your responsibilities that you have to take care of, but you do have to find even if it's 10 minutes to put something into the ground.
right. Because it is this, and it's okay. Like you know,
Yeah.
of course, we're not saying like quit your job and nothing like that. Like it's okay to work and follow your
I was
goals.
waiting for to be interviewed and to tell stories like that. I remember this the fourth time, well, not the fourth time.
Right,
I remember the third time I got fired, and I
right,
finally said, "This is it.
right,
This is it. I'm tired of getting fired.
right.
I don't need off. I don't need no. Yeah." I'm gonna be able
Yep.
to tell that story. This one time I was at work and I was gossip, doing my little gossip. I want to
Right,
be able. I can't wait, and it's always in my mind while I'm like be an interview and or just telling my story. You ain't got to be.
right.
You ain't got to ask me to run my mouth. I'll voluntarily tell you. Tell my story.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't wait either. Like it's all gonna pay off. And then I think about like the people that we do see. I'm sorry, it's something going on that I'm trying not to yell, like not to go off. But like here she comes. I burned my hand. How? Hold on.
Okay. Who child? The kids, man, they get into all the stuff when you uh, they get into doing when they ain't got no business doing, and then you over here doing what you supposed to be doing, and then it's drama. That happens all the time. I'm sure it happened with y'all. Oh, remember a story. I know my husband always tells this one story when his mom went to Atlantic City and his I don't know if my sister on here but when his mom went to Atlantic City and they wasn't supposed to go outside and he went outside anyway, and I think he was playing football and ran into a light pole or something like that. Had a whole concussion. Went, but his mom was in Atlantic City and his ass was supposed to be in the house. That's when stuff always happens. Bree about to set it up. I remember I always try to remember my mother used to read to me Dr. Seuss, The Cat in the Hat. And that's kind of what happened. Something going on where your mom wasn't home but you had company. and stuff went down because you was doing something you had no business doing when your mother wasn't around.
Yeah. Listen, I'm about to ban ramen noodles from my household. And Sarika said, Bree about to set it up, baby. Yes. Ramen noodles.
They're no good. You shouldn't be good. They shouldn't let them cook them anyway. When I
Right.
was pregnant, I had a craving
For ramen.
yeah.
One time she burnt her whole back. Yes. So she sat it in the couch and then sat down. Like she put it in the couch and then sat down. This time, she said her sister passed it to her or something and it was hot or something. I don't know. But at the end of the day, she said ramen is a serious matter. Baby, listen, a serious matter. But yes, like ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, I was just saying, I didn't know, the situation, but I was like, that's sometimes what happens when you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing when your parents not looking or when they not home. And I told this story about my husband when his mother went to Atlantic City. He wasn't supposed to go outside. He went outside anyway, ran into a light pole, had a whole concussion. I think that's why he's crazy now. He got issues.
That do happen though as soon as you, and it almost like your parents jinx you a little bit.
Right. I think it kind of scared me a little. I can't recall a situation where something happened where I wasn't, because I also said my mother used to read The Cat in the Hat, and that was the lesson for her. And she was like, The Cat in the Hat, when the mother wasn't home but they had company.
Right.
They destroyed the house. So that was like a lesson for me. Like, I can't have company. Whatever she said, that's what she said. She said what she said. I can't have company. My mother not here. I can't answer the phone. Can't answer the door.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, I was so scared of my mom growing up. My older sister said she always bring up how my mom refused to put her on her insurance. Like my older sister refused to, but I was on her insurance. And I was like, cause baby, I listened. Like, like she said, don't have nobody in her car. I wasn't having nobody in her car. Like it was not about to happen. Tina said no. I listened to Tina. I ain't play with Tina. You would have played with Tina. Right. You would have played with Tina because just like you said, your parents feel like your parents jinx you. So as soon as you have somebody in the car, something gonna happen. I'm not trying to take those chances with that. So yep.
That was a big shift from careers to
Right.
Mama said.
Right. But baby, when babies are screaming,
Yeah,
you already knew they was up to something.
for real.
But yeah, so I mean that's our show really today.
Yeah.
The career shifts and the financial checkups. Um, yeah. So you got any lessons learned or?
I mean, I would say find time for the grind if you got one. If you need a career shift, I don't have any advice as far as career shifts because I haven't had one. But if you need one, if you have to do one, or you think it'll work for you, do what works for you. Do the research. Talk to people that you may need to talk. Maybe talk to somebody that's in the field that could possibly give you advice on what to give you. I mean, to put like on your resume, or certain buzzwords or things you need to look out for. Maybe interviewing or putting on a resume. Um, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
And with your finances, if you fall off, it's okay. Listen, pick up, dust yourself off and try again. Like it's okay. Like it's okay. It's not nothing. Give yourself mercy. I think overall, I think that's one of the lessons of this episode today. Is just like don't be so hard on yourself. Give
Yeah,
yourself
and when one door closes, another will open. That's a
yeah,
fact.
yeah.
That's just that's
It's
law.
a setup. Yeah, it literally is a setup.
Yeah,
And
so I'm not at first when I had to go through my emotions because I kind of felt like embarrassed and like rejection, but rejection is redirection.
right.
Say no somewhere it's a yes.
There's
Somewhere
definite
it's
it's a
something
big
else.
yes.
Wasn't for me.
Right.
Good. It's protection.
Yeah. It's a big yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What oh, I had a question for you. So what was something I know that you said people have told you to like look outside of insurance. What would be a field that you would be interested in?
I don't know. I'm not really interested in working.
Yeah, listen.
No, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm sure that the skills that I have are transferable to another field, but
Right.
I don't know. I
Listen.
really just I don't know.
That's cool though. So
I
yeah.
mean, can I be an actress? Like I'm the type of person like
And you're a producer.
okay.
Listen, we put on a whole production every week.
For real, right?
Yep. But yeah, it's no limit though. That's the thing. Like it literally is no limit. And especially for like people that have multiple talents, like you are super talented. So there's literally no limit to what you can do next. And there's no stop. Like there's no stop on what it is that and what that door looks like. And that door is probably a big door. Like it ain't no little tiny. You know how Willy Wonka was like the doors get small. No, your doors are getting bigger. Like it's
Girl,
getting
I received that.
yeah. So like just being able to like receive that, like what's next is big. It's not small. It's no, it's big. It's
It's
big.
a big door, not the little one.
Yes.
Never the little one,
And to be honest, like that last position was probably only going to, even though you didn't know, but it, I mean, in the fine line of things and whatever people believe in, like that position was set to only be 6 months of your time. Like,
Clearly.
so yeah, so yeah, so it's like, and it served its 6 months purpose.
Right.
So not that you got laid off, it got its pink slip. Yeah. So yeah. So yep, so that's what it's really about because it's big things and
Yes,
that's what we on. So
for
it's
sure.
exciting. So cheers. We ain't get to that part yet, but we about to go to that part. Listen.
Yes, don't forget to okay. Oh
Well,
yeah.
go ahead, real quick, real quick.
Okay, yeah. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's the meetup. We're here on Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Central Standard Time. Yeah, follow us.
And cheers, listen, cheers to new opportunities. Cheers to career shifts. Cheers to big doors, not no little doors. Cheers to the big doors that are coming for you, Rhea, and coming for every mom that has tuned in today. Listen, we just speak that over you guys. We
If
speak
we
that.
never made
Come
it,
on,
made
microphone.
it, if we never made it,
Yeah,
made it, if we get say no, let me stop. If it's something I wish I could do, it would be singing.
yeah.
I will tell you, I would never shut up. People get tired of me. I probably, if I could sing, they still probably be throwing tomatoes at me because I wouldn't shut up.
Oh, she said, "Lord, what happened to the baby?" She was working with ramen noodles. Her and her sister. So yeah, I think she burned herself with the water. So she's
Nah,
in
does she cook them in the microwave or on the stove?
the microwave. They know not to touch the stove, so it was in the microwave. I think she grabbed it, and
Mm-hmm.
the bowl was hot. Her sister passed it to her, knowing that she probably needed to go
Okay.
ahead and take it to the table for her. She passed it to her. It was too hot. She dropped it, and that's how she burned her hand. But yeah, that's what happened to the baby.
Okay.
Okay, she real
What was
quiet
the,
now, but she probably eating it.
I was gonna say, would they put butter on this burn or cocoa
Do
butter or
you remember that when they used to put?
put
I had
some margarine on it, some
right.
yellow.
I had to run it over cool water. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
first aid. Cool water, and wrap it. I'm gonna look at it some
Hopefully, it
more
don't
once I get out.
blister. Not so bad at blisters. The
Yeah,
blister.
hopefully it doesn't. That's one of the things I'm hoping for, that it doesn't. But it's official. Ramen is out the house. They can't. They don't know how to treat ramen. It's too much for them. But yeah, so that's our show, y'all. We're so excited that you guys joined. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Shamika. Shay, thank you,
Shaniqua, Sasha.
Jennifer, Sasha. You see, thank y'all for joining us this week.
Yes.
We definitely appreciate y'all. Tune in next week, guys. And we so excited. I can't wait for y'all to tune in over this holiday season, though. Like, we got some surprises for you guys. So yeah. So keep tuning in each week.
Earth.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.